Are you looking for to become a content creator for YouTube, or we call YouTuber? Sit, be comfortable, get some popcorn and watch this video, because this is the first video of a series that I'll show you what you need to start making videos for YouTube. See all these cameras here? Yeah, this means that we're going to start this series on what you need to become a YouTuber, by the most essential equipment that you need to make a video: cameras. It is the most important? No. But it's really necessary, because it's a video. If you don't have camera, it's not a video, right? What I'm doing here is showing to you all the options of it. Not all the options that I own, because these are all my cameras, okay? So I have a big collection of cameras here. I have older cameras that I didn't put here because they are not necessary. The most recent are way better. And I didn't put camera for high-end videos. Like I have a Mini Ursa 12K and Mini Ursa 17K. I don't need to put those cameras here because they are not for YouTube for sure. This here, that is the Blackmagic Pocket 6K, is already a little, we're talking about high-end YouTube videos. And this is the GH5S from Panasonic. They are more like cinema cameras. This one, you're gonna need to be a colorist to get a good result. This one, I film in vlog. You need to be a colorist. But this one has an option for you to film in other codecs here, that I'll be showing as the time passes by, and I show each camera how they need to be treated and whatever. But it has another codecs here that you don't need to be a colorist. You just need to add it. Now, cell phone. This is the iPhone 16 Pro Max. This is the GoPro Black 12. This is the 11. Yeah, 12 I had to send back because it had an issue, so I have the 11 here. But same thing as 12. No difference at all. This is a Sony 4K. The one that I'm using is a Sony ZV-1. I have two of them. And this one is a Canon T7i. Okay? All these cameras that I told about, with exception of the iPhone, because this iPhone 16 Pro Max has an option to film in log. It's not the log like this vlog here or raw format like this one, but it gives us a pretty good range of colors, so we can play to have cinema quality, okay? But all these other cameras here, they film in a format that you film, grab the card, transfer the videos to your computer, edit, export. You don't need to do anything else if you set them up correctly and you have the correct lighting. Topics for another video, but I will explain everything step by step, okay? But you don't need to be a colorist for these cameras here. Just film, transfer the file to your computer, edit, export. Okay? I'm going to start with this big one. Let's see, this is a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro. Okay, I have in this set here, I have a bunch of stuff because I need to have features here to allow me to film for cinema quality. For example, I have a golden plate battery that feeds everything that I need here, such as the camera, the Blackmagic camera, the DJI Focus Pro 2, the aperture monitor, the SSD card, and all this here that is set for tripod and for shoulder, okay? And all this here allows me to film for cinema quality. When we use this kind of camera on YouTube, when you have a huge project like a very expensive music video, very expensive or a high-end production for B2B, that is business to business video, because they need a lot of quality because they are selling products, okay? Yeah, mostly for these cases. I don't use these for documentaries. I've never done documentaries, to be honest with you, but this is a very heavy, very expensive, very uncomfortable gear that it doesn't justify putting these for any other kind of video, you know, unless that the client is paying a lot, because these generate huge files. You notice that I said that I film everything directly to an SSD 2 terabytes card here, because it's necessary. It's 6K. I don't need to say that my other cameras, the 12K and 17K, generate huge files, right? But those are specifically, the 12K and 17K are used for IMAX format. I only use these big cameras here when I need to export everything in 4K and I want a lot of details in the video. I'll explain to you later on why, but I said, oh, but you film in 6K and then you export in 4K. Yeah, because I want a lot of details. Do I recommend this for most of the people watching this video? No. No. Because, first of all, too expensive. Second, uncomfortable. Third, heavy. And fourth, and most importantly, you need to be a colorist to work with these files here. And you have to study a lot, believe me. I'm still studying. And I've been doing this for years. Okay? So this is not a good option for YouTube videos. Then we go on the Panasonic GH5X. I use this camera for videos that I don't need so much details, or my clients don't want to pay for me to use this equipment, because here I have a lot of money invested. Here a little less, okay, but even way more than the other cameras here. But I still want something that is a cinema look like. And for this camera here, I use Vlog all the time. I never used 10-bit Vlog. I never used the other codecs from this camera. It has another codecs. If you were spending money on this camera to use the other codecs, so you don't need to be a colorist, other cameras here are much better option for you, because this one is gonna be expensive. It doesn't have autofocus. It has autofocus, but the autofocus is terrible. Here I forgot to mention this. For me to have autofocus, I had to buy this DJI Autofocus Pro 2. That is another $1,200. So is one thing that you need to keep in mind. This one, the autofocus is terrible, so you never can rely on the autofocus there. It's always manual. And like I said, I use in Vlog for clients that don't have money to pay for me to use this camera here. But if I use as a Vlog, you need to be a colorist. You need to. I didn't use for the other codecs. If you want to use for other codecs, I would say for you to use this camera. It's a Sony FX100. I know it's old. I was one of the first guys having this camera when the camera was released to the marketing. I think that was 2016. So, oh, great. It's an awesome camera for YouTube. Practically all the videos on my most of the videos on my channel are filmed with this camera here and with this microphone here. But our subject today is talking about cameras, so I would recommend you to buy this camera. It's old, it's a little expensive, but the quality is awesome. If you have the correct lighting, the color, the quality of the video is awesome. Why did I say if you have the correct lighting? Because this camera is not good in low light situation. Good in light situation, awesome in low light situation. This one is the best camera that I own for low light situation. I already filmed a scene for a short with where the actor was lighted with one candle, and this camera, perfect. Not even this camera is that good. That one, perfect. But this one in low light situations is no, generates too much noise. But if you light it correctly, best camera, not too expensive. I think that when I bought this camera it was $2,000 because it was the release of the camera. But I think that nowadays you find this camera for between $1,400 and $1,600. The microphone, this one is the old version of the microphone. I don't like the new version. It's me, okay, it's me. I tried the new version, I did not like it, I prefer the old version, so I really take care of this old version. and I do everything with them. The quality is perfect. So this is a very good camera. If you want a camera with awesome autofocus, is this one here. The quality of the sensor is pretty much close to this one, but the autofocus here is insane. It's a matter of you have here is in focus in you put here, immediately in focus of my hand, you remove, immediately in focus again to the subject. The autofocus here is awesome. The quality is awesome if it correctly lighted, similar to this, similar to the FX100. But the downside here is the battery. The batteries don't last like 20 minutes, so you need to plan a lot before you start filming, because the batteries are not good. And another thing that I noticed using these cameras here, I have two, okay, is that I bought the external, it's not external, it's the dummy battery that is similar to a battery, but it's connected to a cable to plug directly to the outlet, although this one doesn't plug to the outlet. It plugs to USB ports. But the thing is, it doesn't have canal, what do we call canal, to pass the cable and not change anything in the camera. So the camera is always like this. You have to correct the position on the tripod, and because you are using a dummy camera and maybe you are gonna be filming a video that is 1 hour long, this camera tends to overheat in hot conditions. When I say hot conditions, I'm talking about like what, 74 Fahrenheit. This camera, if you use for like more than 40 minutes, this camera starts to overheating. So you need to be careful on planning how to use this camera. But the autofocus is insanely good. The quality of video, if well lighted, is awesome. But it has those two cons. The battery lasts almost nothing, 20 minutes. And even if you plug a dummy battery, you cannot use for more than 50 minutes if the ambience is warm, not even cold. Okay, so that's the ZV-1. Then we have GoPro. Do I recommend you to buy a GoPro? No. No. They say that the battery lasts 2 hours. Well, it doesn't last 1 hour. And I have 3 batteries. 3 batteries. So it's not that the battery that came with your unit is not good. No, it's not true. And I'm talking about 4K, okay? If you go 6K here, forget it. It's 30 minutes and you need to double check. I don't know how the people making those YouTube videos that they check it, how long the camera keeps going. It lasts like 1 hour 20 minutes, 1 hour 25 minutes. I really don't understand how, but whatever. Another thing, this one is an action camera, so the field of view is how much the camera is showing on this angle is huge. And when you have a large field of view, you have distortion. unless that you have a software that is capable of correcting that distortion, or you decide to crop the video, is good. But then you'll see that you need to be a very good video editor to work with this. Although, if you need to film some action, like running or whatever, this is a very good option, if well lighted, because this camera in low light situation is terrible. It's an action camera, right? It's done to be outside, so outdoors. So then we come for these. I don't know if we still have people using DSLRs for filming. I never used, because I have cameras for filming. I don't need a camera that is made for photography to film something, right? Like this T7i, that is a one generation behind only on Canon cameras, because now is the most recent one is T8i. Still films 1080p, or this one films 4K. Oh no, I think that this one films 4K. But let's be honest, this is a camera made to take pictures that also film. This is a camera made to make video that also take pictures. The pictures here are terrible, the video is excellent. The pictures here are awesome, the videos are okay? So I would not encourage you to spend money buying a DSLR. I'm honest with you. Don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. Spend money buy this one, because a normal set of this one is around $800. You buy this camera for $800, and this camera has awesome, the best autofocus around here. And then we come to our fine option, and the one that I'm going to tell you guys to use it. Cell phones. Like I said, I had bought the S25 Ultra with this one, because both now are filming log. But then I returned the S25 Ultra. And the reason why I returned the S25 Ultra is because Samsung didn't share the code for the camera to anyone. So any app or any gimbal that you buy to operate with S25 Ultra is not gonna have any features. I like to, on the phone, I like to use a Blackmagic app, because it gives me a lot of options on how to film, meeting the sound, the codec that I use, the frame, the FPS, the resolution, everything. Okay? Here it works because Apple shared the code for the camera to everybody. So I bought this with the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro. Man, I have all the features of the cameras available on the gimbal, and the gimbal has more features that can operate with this camera. So it's awesome. Then I bought the S25 Ultra and the Hohen M7 gimbal. Nothing worked. For you to have an idea, the M7 didn't even connect to S25 Ultra. I'm honest with here. I'm honest with you because I buy equipment to film every day. Okay, so I can tell you for sure what works or not. Nobody's paying me. So S25 Ultra, if you use the camera on the phone, that camera is really good, similar to this one, but this one films top 4K, the other one films 8K. I don't know, the files are huge, but I didn't see much difference between the 8K and 4K. Another thing, and so for that reason that I cannot operate with any app or gimbal, I returned the phone because I didn't need it. I have my S21 Plus that sometimes I use it, and I held my M7 Hohen with me because I'm gonna make a behind the scenes, and I'm gonna use my S21 Plus on that gimbal because the gimbal has AI tracking, so I don't need to connect the camera from the phone to the gimbal to have that feature. With this one, with the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro, I need to connect them to each other so I can have tracking, zoom, and etc. The M7 Hohen is gonna be way more explained in other videos, but that one has a separate independent AI tracking that you can use with the gimbal, so it doesn't matter which phone you put there, you don't need to connect. S25 Ultra I returned because of that, because it doesn't work with any app or any gimbal. I held this, the 16 Pro Max, because I can use with the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro. I think that I'm saying the name correctly. If I'm not, then I correct there to you later. But I have all the features available. Okay? It's good. It is good. The log here is close to the log here. No. I think that here we have Apple didn't show anything, but I think that here we have maximum 6 stops. Here I have 12 stops, and here I have 14 stops. As more stop you have, more range you have to play with the color, with the dark, mids, and highlights. Colorist stuff, okay? But it's pretty good. And this one is a little better than the S25 Ultra when we talk about not low light but less light, because no phone is good in low light situation. Low light is when you have only one lamp that is a source of lighting for a scene, so no phone is good for that, okay? Now, if you have like three lights that are not that powerful, this one is good and is a little better than the S25 Ultra. This one is the champ for the low light situation. I had one candle lighting I seen, and this thing said, piece of cake. This is not good, not good, the worst, not good. For low light, oh, I never used this camera in low light situation. I had less light situation, it was good, like this phone, but I don't know. I'm not gonna say because I never used, so I don't want to say something that I didn't try before, okay? And I'm gonna make a test with every single camera that I presented to you using one light one light setup that is 3-point lights. The same here I'm using like 4 points because I have a front, a back, a fill, and then I have my TV on behind me, so all helps for lighting. This is 4, but I'm going to set up a 3 light situation, and then I'm going to film with I scene with every single camera here, and I'm going to show to you later on. But this is not for this video, this is for the next video. And I see that people say that I want to make a video for YouTube with something that I don't need to spend money by, so I'm gonna make videos using more iPhones or cell phone, because I'm gonna use my S21 Plus, although it's old, but it's good, okay? And then I'm going to do most of the tutorials based on cell phones, so you don't need to spend money buying one of these cameras. That is another thing that I advise you to do. You are just starting on YouTube. Instead spending money buying cameras, spend money buying a good microphone, because for this video I'm using this microphone that comes with this camera. It has a good reception, okay? It's not the best, but it has a good one. Or buy this one and connect to one camera, because not very good video with awesome audio is okay. An awesome video with not very good audio, terrible. Avoid, run away, okay? So instead spending money buying cameras, buy a good microphone and light, because most of the cameras here, they don't work if the scene is not correctly lighted. And I'll teach you how to light. And I have cheap solutions. I have these that are pretty good solutions, a little more expensive, and I have very expensive solutions for lighting. I'll show to you, but this is a subject for another video. I hope you enjoy. Please, if you like it, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, so we are gonna have tutorials on how to make YouTube videos, mostly YouTubes. When we finish YouTube, I can teach you how to film for other situations, and I wish to see you back for the next video. Bye!